Hello, this is DJ Stormeagle, and welcome to my gear overview video. If you've listened to some of my mix videos on my YouTube channel, or seen me play live, you may be wondering what equipment I use to create seamless mixes between different songs. So let's take a look at my basic setup. At a typical gig, I'll bring 4 pieces of equipment: my laptop, a MIDI controller, a USB external sound card, and monitoring headphones. I run the professional DJ software suite called Traktor Pro in 2-deck internal mixing mode on my 13-inch MacBook Pro, controlled by a Numark Total Control MIDI controller with a custom mapping. I play high-quality MP3s encoded at a constant bitrate of either 256 or 320 kilobits per second. This digital setup mimics a traditional 2-turntable and a mixer arrangement and allows me to do everything a vinyl DJ can do with more powerful and more portable equipment. So let's jump right into the deck controls. Again, this is the Numark Total Control loaded with my custom mapping. The left side controls deck A and the right side controls deck B. The 3 buttons along the bottom are the transport controls. The play pause button stops and starts the track. The set cue button drops a cue marker in the track when it's pressed. And cue behaves just like the cue button on the CDJ. If the deck is stopped, it will drop a cue marker when it's pressed, and the track will play as long as the button is held down. If the deck is playing, cue stops the track and returns to the last dropped cue marker. Here's the crossfader. When it's all the way to the left, only deck A can be heard. When it's all the way to the right, only deck B can be heard. And when it's in the middle, both decks A and B can be heard. These are the volume faders, which control the overall volume of the deck. Usually, I leave the crossfader in the middle and mix by adjusting the volume faders up and down. These are the 2 jog wheels. When the deck is stopped, moving the jog wheel clockwise will move forward in the track, and moving it anti-clockwise will move backwards in the track. When the track is playing, moving clockwise will temporarily increase the speed of the track, and moving anti-clockwise will temporarily slow it down. Next are the loop buttons. Pressing the loop in button starts a loop, and pressing the loop out button closes the loop and starts repeating the section. While a loop is active, pressing loop in cuts the loop length in half, and pressing loop out will exit the loop and let the track continue playing. The vertical faders here are the pitch faders, which allow me to speed up and slow down the track, so I can match the speed of the track I'm mixing in to the speed of the track that's playing. The 2 buttons labeled pitch bend on each deck I have mapped to jump forwards and backwards 16 beats in the track. The 3 buttons and the 1 large knob here are for browsing and loading tracks. The knob scrolls up and down tracks and can be pressed to minimize the decks for larger viewing space. Engaging the directory button enables the knob to scroll up and down the folder list, and open and close the folders by pressing it down. The left load track button loads the selected track into deck A, and the right load track button loads the selected track into deck B. These 11 knobs control various values on the mixer. The top silver knob on each side controls the filter. And the next 3 silver knobs control the high, the mid, and the low EQs. Pushing any of the 3 EQ buttons down cuts that EQ range from the deck. The top black knob controls the master volume. The middle knob controls the mix of cue and program audio in the headphones, and the bottom knob adjusts the monitor headphones volume. The set of 4 knobs and 4 buttons to the left in the mixer controls Effect Unit 1, and the set on the right controls Effect Unit 2. In chained mode, this knob controls the dry wet amount, and these 3 knobs control effects 1, 2, and 3. Each effect is enabled by engaging the button underneath it, which lights up to show that the effect is on. In advanced mode, the first knob controls the dry wet amount, and the button underneath it turns the effect on. Each of the other 3 knobs and buttons adjust the effect's unique parameters. The sync button on each deck is mapped to momentary engage and will match the speed of the cued track to the exact speed of the track that is playing. The PFL, or pre-fader listening buttons, let me cue up a track and listen to it, even if it's not playing over the main speakers. I've mapped the controller so that when I press one of the buttons, it will toggle itself and the other PFL button on and off. This way, I only have to press one button instead of 2 to switch what track I'm monitoring in my headphones. The 2 buttons labeled key are actually shift keys. Just like pressing the shift key on the keyboard allows one key to type 2 different characters, holding the shift key allows all of my buttons to perform a secondary function. The shift key on the left is the main shift, while the one on the right only performs 2 functions. While the left shift key is held down, each jog wheel becomes a fine pitch adjust, the pitch faders disengage, and the 3 transport buttons along the bottom jump to hot cues 1, 2, and 3 if they're already stored, or drop a marker and store it as hot cue 1, 2, or 3 if the slot is empty. If a loop is running, loop out now doubles the length of the loop. Pressing pitch bend will toggle effects units 1 and 2 on and off for that deck. I usually leave effect unit 1 on deck A and effect unit 2 on deck B. Shift and the right load track button copies deck A to deck B, and shift plus the left load track button copies deck B to deck A. In shift mode, the top silver knob becomes the deck's gain adjust knob, and the 6 EQ knobs toggle the snap, quantize, CD mode, LFO, reset, cruise, and tick buttons in the global section when they are pressed. In advanced effect mode, the wet dry knob becomes effect select, and in chain mode, the 3 effect knobs become the effect selects. While shift is held, sync toggles between chained and advanced mode for effects units 1 and effects units 2. The right shift button only enables 2 things. While it's held down, the jog wheels become fast track search, and the 3 buttons along the bottom will delete their respective hot cues. Delete 1, delete 2, and delete 3. Hopefully this video has given some insight into what exactly goes on behind the decks when I perform. If you still have any questions about my setup, please feel free to send me a personal message or ask me in person at my next gig. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to rate it. And for more information about me or for booking, please visit my YouTube channel or become a fan on Facebook. Both links are in the video description on the right. Thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you soon.